Hi, in this video I'll help you get to know your car a little better. At the end of this video I've put together a straightforward infographic that summarizes all the key points. Like, subscribe and comment below. It really helps.
That dreaded check engine light, that little symbol that just pops on your dash and instantly brings on a wave of anxiety? Well, if you're a Dodge owner and the scanner spits out code P0441, you're in luck. Today, we're going to crack that code wide open and figure out exactly how to solve it. So, if that's the code you're seeing, P0441, you have come to the right place. We are going to break down what it means, what usually causes it, and I'll walk you through a really clear step-by-step guide to get that annoying light turned off for good. So when this code shows up, your car is basically trying to send you a message. But what is it really saying? Let's go ahead and decode what your vehicle's computer is trying to tell you. Okay, so at its heart, the P0441 code is all about your car's evaporative emissions system, or what we call the EVAP system. Now, this system has one really important job: to make sure raw gasoline fumes from your fuel tank don't escape into the air. So when this code pops up, it means there's a problem somewhere in that process, usually a leak or some kind of a clog. And look, I know it's tempting to just put a piece of tape over that light and pretend it's not there, but this isn't just about emissions. If you let a P0441 code go for too long, it can actually put stress on other parts of your vehicle, and that can lead to much bigger and, much more expensive problems down the road. It's definitely best to get it sorted out quickly. All right, so we know what the code is telling us. Now let's play detective and figure out why it's happening. It's time to round up the usual suspects. You see, the EVAP system has a bunch of key parts, and if any one of them fails, it can trigger this code. It could be something super simple like your gas cap, or something a little trickier like a sensor or a cracked hose. But the good news is we're going to investigate this in a logical order, starting with the absolute easiest and most common fix first. And here we are, the hands-on part. This is where you can actually start diagnosing the problem yourself. We're going to follow a really simple process here, starting with the number one most likely cause. Seriously, before you even think about buying sensors or checking hoses, start with the gas cap. I'm not kidding. This is by far the most common reason for this code to show up. And hey, it's also the easiest to check and the cheapest thing to fix. So here's your first mission. Go out to your car. Is the gas cap on all the way? Did you hear it click a few times the last time you filled up? Take it off and look at the little rubber seal. Does it have any cracks? Is it all dried out? If it looks worn or just doesn't feel like it's sealing right, the fix is so simple. Just get a new one. Once you put the new one on, clear the code with your scanner and see if it stays off. Okay, so you replaced the gas cap, you cleared the code, you drove around for a day, and bam, the light is back. Don't worry, don't get frustrated. This just means our little mystery goes to the next level. Let's see what's next on our checklist. Our next targets for inspection are the fuel tank pressure sensor and all the little vacuum hoses connected to the EVAP system. Over time, these rubber hoses can get brittle, they can crack, or sometimes they just pop off. Any one of those things will cause a leak and trigger that code. A lot of the time, just a good visual inspection is all you need. Get a flashlight and really look closely at those hoses for any obvious cracks. Check the sensor for any damage. If you spot the problem, you just have to repair or replace that part, reset the code again, and cross your fingers that the light stays off. But what if you've done all that, and that stubborn check engine light is still staring back at you? Well, this tells us that the problem probably isn't one of the common, easy-to-spot issues. It's time to consider that the problem is a little deeper inside the fuel or EVAP system. At this stage, we start looking at the bigger components, things like the fuel pump, the fuel pressure regulator, or maybe there's a clog somewhere in the EVAP system itself. Now, diagnosing these parts gets a lot more complex, and it might even require some specialized tools. So you've gone through all the most common checks, and that brings us to a really critical decision point. If that light is still on, you're facing a more complicated diagnostic job. Listen, there is absolutely no shame in knowing your limits. In fact, it's the smartest move you can make. If you're looking at things like the fuel pump and you're feeling a little out of your depth, the best thing to do is call a professional. A good mechanic will have the right tools and the experience to find the exact problem fast. So there you have it. That's the roadmap for tackling Dodge code P0441. From something as simple as twisting a gas cap all the way to the deeper parts of the fuel system, you now know the path to follow. So the final question is really up to you. Are you ready to keep investigating, or is it time to call on the pros? Either way, you're now armed with the knowledge to get that check engine light turned off for good.